Well, that happened. Hi, everyone. If you're watching this, you're watching a man who's completely broken and upset about everything that happened. Uh, I, I don't really have that much words. I'll get into rants in a little bit. Your host, Kees, blah blah blah. Irina joining me. Unfortunately, Ryan couldn't be here. I wish he could. But he is otherwise involved with something else that he can't join us. But Irina, how are you?
I'm better than you.
Yeah,
I
you are.
think that's the measure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You're not wearing your
That's.
Targaryen shirt.
I'm not wearing my tiger. I didn't do anything to prepare for this goddamn review. This doesn't deserve it. Nobody of whoever is responsible for this, and it's probably HBO and fucking Benioff and Weiss, those fucking pieces of fucking cunts. I'm so mad. I am so mad at what the fuck happened in the finale. Look, everyone and their mother knew that Daenerys was going to die. That's no secret. I knew it was going to happen. I was prepared for it, and I still cried. I thought it was a nice moment. It made sense, especially with Drogon there. Um, and once again, this entire season it's a trend. The first half of the episode I liked, and then we had the second half where just everything was just fucked. And not only did they fuck up the second half of the episode, they fucked up the series finale. And I suddenly completely understand how you felt 5 years ago when How I Met Your Mother ended. When you spent almost a decade of your life watching a show, being excited for the next episode to come out, waiting for it because you love it so much, and then to have the final season slowly crash and burn everything you've spent years of your life of. That you're like, no, this is not happening. No, please don't. No, 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 no. Oh no, they're doing that.
And the last episode completely ruining everything that happened.
Everything.
Why did anything happen? Like
Yeah.
whoever, if you've seen How Much Your Mother, you know what we're talking about. But if you haven't,
We're not gonna spoil it, but it's pretty
no,
much.
no, of course not. But if you haven't, it's basically what happened in Game of Thrones finale, and we should get into it from the beginning. Let's just go scene by scene.
I don't have show notes. I didn't care to make show notes for this episode. But yeah, it starts with Tyrion and Davos and Jon walking through the wreckage of King's Landing, and they want to go see the Queen. Tyrion goes into uh, the part where you have the dungeon. I don't know the part where you have the dragon head, where Cersei and Jaime were. He finds them. Once again, a great scene by Tyrion Lannister, by Peter Dinklage as the character. Peter, like, any of the issues that I have with the show are not with the cast. The cast does a phenomenal job. All of them are really good actors. I think, especially this season, like, despite of what people say of Daenerys, I think Emilia Clarke gave a performance of a lifetime this season. She did what she could with what was given to her. What was given to her, I don't agree with that much. I mean, okay, I've come around a little bit more on it. I'm a little bit more okay with the decisions she made, but I'm still not the biggest fan of what happened with her character. But at least she gives a great performance, and just all the cast. Um, yeah, and then we get Daenerys standing in front of the Unsullied and the Dothraki. Um, what are your thoughts on that first part of the episode?
The first 40 minutes of the episode are incredible. I think. Okay, not incredible. Maybe that's too. But compared to everything that we've had so far in the season, I thought it was incredible. Imagery was so beautiful.
Oh yeah,
Her walking and
and
dragon wings,
Drogon, right?
Drogon
Oh, that
in
was
the
great.
back. It
Yeah,
looked beautiful. The Tyrion moment with seeing Jaime and Cersei. I felt that.
yeah.
I felt that that was great. Um, and Danny talking to Unsullied and Dothraki, we understand that the war isn't over. And when she said, "We'll free people from Westeros to Dorne," first of all, what are you talking
No,
about?
Winterfell.
Yeah, sorry, from Winterfell to Dorne.
Yeah.
What was she talking about? That's you know we're not gonna see her for very much
No, no,
longer.
and you knew that. And a major issue that I just have with the entirety of season 8, and this was something I was thinking about even before we watched the episode. Benioff and Weiss don't know how to set up and pay off, at least the way that George R. R. Martin did it. George R. R. Martin was always very really see it coming that much. Like, for example, the Red Wedding. The Red Wedding was Bruce Bolton killing Robb Stark. Did we ever suspect Bruce Bolton? If you don't read the books, if you just watch the show, you could have known because there are moments that Roose is
Hmm.
already not entirely doing what he should do if he is loyal to the Starks. So there are those moments sprinkled in, but you don't really fully realize it. And that's also the thing. Like what was very subtle about that is that Bruce Bolton's moments always had, yeah, just you didn't know if he was good or not. You weren't entirely sure, and that was something really well done by George R. R. Martin. The guys that wrote, I know that Benioff and Weiss eventually wrote it into the show, but initially all of that was George R. R. Martin. What Benioff and Weiss did this season was completely set up that Daenerys would die in the last episode.
Hmm.
Never at one point did I doubt that. Never at one point was I like, oh, she might actually sit on the Iron Throne and rule.
Yeah.
No, it was never any scenario that would happen, and especially after the last episode. After the last episode, oh yeah, she is super dead in the next episode. So that's that's just one of the things that shows Benioff and Weiss are stupid motherfucking shits who have no clue how to write anything, and this is why I don't want to fucking have them write my goddamn Star Wars trilogy. I'm a goddamn fan of Star Wars. I have always been that. I have always been excited for the next Star Wars movie ever since I became a fan, and now I am not excited for Star Wars. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes, I'm mad. Anywho. Daenerys dies at the hands of Jon Snow. Oh my god, who didn't say that coming? Everyone. Everyone and
Hmm.
their mother knew that was going to happen. Also, like, of course, it's Jon, but you brought up a point about Arya. Tell us about Arya.
Well, when Danny was talking to Unsullied and Dothraki, we saw Arya behind some of the Unsullied and looking at Danny, and I said, if Arya doesn't kill Danny with someone else's face on it, then her entire arc in the House of the Undying was completely pointless because I don't buy the bullshit that it was just to kill Walder Frey and okay, that was enough. That was enough a season, even more than a season. How long did she spend there?
Seasons 5 and 6. At the end of
Season
season
five,
six,
six.
yeah.
So that all that only for her to kill Walder Frey. Okay, you can tell me that she learned how to fight and other things. She could have learned that in some other place. She could have. Yes, she like learned how to be an assassin. She could have learned that somewhere else. But the whole faceless man thing.
The entire idea of it is awesome.
But
I honestly,
so
that's the thing.
what?
That's the thing. In season 2, we got introduced to Jack and Hagar. I remember everyone loving that character, absolutely loving him because he was so cool and mysterious, and there was more to it, and we wanted to see that. And then when you finally got to see it in season 5 and 6, it was kind of disappointing, and it was just
Hmm.
annoying, and you're like,
Yeah.
where is this going?
Hmm.
Um, and then the end result is Arya goes back to Westeros as this badass faceless man. Okay. Um, I wasn't a fan of that storyline because it was just boring, but at least it got somewhere, you thought. And now she's gonna be a badass and kill everyone, right? She is going to go after the people on her list. No, she goes after Walder Frey, and after that, well, she kills Littlefinger. Also, why? Just why? Just not no. I still resent that. Um, but Littlefinger wasn't on her list. Cersei was, and she didn't get to kill her. And more people were on the list, and she didn't get to kill them. She didn't get to kill anyone. Who did she kill? Oh, the Night King. That was a cool moment.
Yeah.
But the Night King wasn't on her list. If you look at her list, the list that she made in season 2, she had this list for 7 fucking seasons. For the people who love art, like, I think this season made Arya a little bit better than she was.
Yeah.
And I think that Arya is mostly screwed this season by bad writing. But I was rooting for her to kill some people, to get some redemption. And especially the ones who love Arya, I really can imagine them just being pissed off at the fact that Arya, well, after the Night King, didn't do anything. And especially the last episode, she was just running around King's Landing, trying to not be burned. Not getting to Cersei.
Yeah, the last 2 episodes, she was really minimized to a character through which eyes we see things. King's Landing was burning, and here, she was there. That's it.
She didn't do anything else, really.
It is a cool idea to send her west, but I do think there's a possibility that many of us were watching maybe some fan theories, and there was a fan theory that she will sail west, like I told you the story. There is a history of Westeros, and there was a Targaryen girl who gathered a fleet, and she went west. She got lost. She never returned, and someone said that Arya might do the same because it seems like something she would want to do, and they did the same. If they came up with it by themselves, that's pretty cool, but I doubt it.
I doubt it. Yeah, I mean, most of the things that were actually cool are the things that George R. Martin influenced, or other people influenced, and there is not a whole lot that these show writers really did. Oh yeah, this is going to be something. Maybe Battle of the Bastards. That's really, but I still think that episode is a bit overrated.
Okay, so Dany's Drogon. That was really everything that Drogon did was very nice.
Yes,
it was heartbreaking. It was like pushing mommy up.
It was really like the Lion King.
No.
when Mufasa died, yeah.
And then
that was touching.
What does Drogon do?
He picks her up and flies away.
And he melts the Iron Throne.
And he melts the Iron Throne. Thank fucking Christ for that, you know. That was really cool. Again, this is the first half of the episode. The first half I was on board with it. So yeah.
Before Drogon flies away with Dany, then we get a black screen. Yeah. And that's when shit hits. Because all of a sudden, I assume Jon went because he's a man of honor. Everyone came to King's Landing. Grey Worm didn't kill him somehow.
No.
On the spot.
Yeah.
And we get the council of idiot lords of Westeros, because what lords do we have left? It's Robin Arryn. It's Edmure Tully. Do you remember the guy? Do you remember? You do. Did you want to see him? No?
No. Yeah. I saw a tweet by a friend of mine who tweeted out that there was a severe lack of Cersei this season. There really was. Her death was really anticlimactic, and just everything about her was really... She didn't really do a whole lot. Just complain about elephants in the first episode. That was all she did,
was
really.
That about?
What was that about? Oh, wait, it went nowhere. You know why they wanted elephants? Because they had elephants in Lord of the Rings. That's why they wanted elephants. Yeah, no, that's the point. No, but there is not enough Cersei, but at least we do have a moment in the last episode with fucking Edmure Tully out of all fucking people. Because that's what we need. A bumbling motherfucker who has not done anything good in the show besides the Red Wedding in season 3. Are you fucking kidding me? And then they make even a worse decision. They make the worst decision ever. And I know that a lot of people predicted this, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh, please let this not be true. Please let us not have Bran. Oh my God, Bran is king. Oh, okay, I'm done. I'm done. Fuck you! Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? This is the worst goddamn decision ever! And this is why this season finale is the absolute fucking worst show or fucking worst episode of the entire show, and it ruins everything. I fucking hate it, so fuck off! Ugh! I am so mad. I am so mad.
Yeah, Bran, I absolutely agree about that point. And the thing is, bringing it up, Arya's storyline in the House of the Undying and Bran's storyline leading up to the Three-Eyed Raven were always my least favorite stories in the show, because I'm like, give me payoff. I need payoff for this, because this was boring. Why was this happening?
Payoff.
And I didn't get
that's
any.
the thing. That's the thing. George R. R. Martin wrote the storylines probably to have some payoff. Benioff and Weiss just had no clue what to do.
And so Bran did all of that to not help in any way to defeat the White Walkers or do anything. He did nothing this season. So he did that to just become king. Plus, we know that he can kind of see the future or see what is to happen.
Yeah, so he knew
what would happen all the time, and he did nothing because he's like, oh, I'm gonna be the king. So because if he didn't, and the worst part was when he uttered the phrase, why do you think I made all this way down here, or something like that. So he's like, yeah, I want to be the king, that's why I came here. Are you kidding me?
Okay, it does make sense, because he knew that he would be elected, that everyone would want him. So that's why he made the trip.
Yes, but how stupid is that? He did nothing this season. Nothing. He did nothing in any season. Everyone was Hodor died for him. Mira was dragging him around. Jojen died for him. Summer died. Every single person died for him. He did nothing.
Yeah.
He said that Jon is an heir to the Iron Throne, and did that go anywhere?
No. No. Let's talk about our favorite character. Or, well, okay, he might not be my absolute favorite character, but he's one of mine, and he's definitely your favorite character throughout the entire show up until this point. Jon Snow, season 1, one of the first episodes. He gets sent to the Night's Watch to serve. He does that. He figures out he becomes Lord Commander. He figures out about the Night King. Then gets killed for letting the wildlings through. And because of that, essentially, his death relieved him from his command. Yeah. So he could go to warn the people of Westeros. He did that. And then he finds out about his lineage. His lineage is that he is Aegon Targaryen, heir to the Iron Throne. So he has the strongest claim to the throne. And in the last couple of episodes, they were discussing that he should be the ruler. He is good. And now only because he killed the Mad Queen, or that's how she will probably be known, Daenerys, he is a traitor and he should take the black. He should go back to how he was in season 1. He should abandon his hairstyle to have the hairstyle look like season 1, because they want to wrap it up in a nice bowl. Benioff and Weiss, stick these up your fucking ass. Just fuck you. All character development, anything that had any potential with Jon Snow is just gone. Just bye. One of my favorite characters. You killed off my favorite character.
Absolutely. Flushed down the toilet.
Flushed down the toilet, one of my favorite characters. So, yeah, fucking awesome. And the thing is, they will say that it, because a lot of things in this episode mirrored season 1, they will say, oh, look how it mirrored. It's all tying up in a nice bow. As you said last week. Yeah, that's what Benioff and Weiss think they did. but they didn't. They really didn't. I know that they tried to mirror all the scenes from the first, especially with the last scene mirroring the first scene of the very first season. I have a chair here. I want to throw that. I have a baseball bat. I want to bash their brains. I'm sorry. I'm so mad right now. Look, I know that I'm ranting and I'm mad and I'm saying irrational things, and don't take me too seriously. Don't quote me on anything. I'm just being mad for the sake of it. But honestly, I'm as you said, I feel like all those How I Met Your Mother fans 5 years ago. Character arcs set up throughout seasons, flushed down the toilet in the span of 1 or 2 episodes. Characters being killed off for the sake of characters being killed off. Having the lousiest setup where everyone was able to predict what would happen. Everyone was able to predict that John would kill Danny. Everyone was able to predict that Bran would sit on the Iron Throne. And that's the thing. They said that it would be unexpected, and still it was expected. Then you done it fucked up. They have been claiming throughout for the past months, like, yeah, it will definitely be unexpected. Well, if this is unexpected, I don't want it. I want the expected. Please, for the love of anything, let Danny rule these 7 kingdoms. What else is there to say? Do you have anything?
I honestly don't know. Look, John will remain my favorite character because everything that happened with him in the last season episode was just happening to him. He killed Danny, but the rest. Why did Lords of Westeros and everyone who believed that he was a true heir listened to the Unsullied, who demanded that he be sent to the Wall?
That's the thing.
They exiled the Unsullied from the Westeros. They have nothing to do there. Tell them to go to hell because John is your. Yeah, they can kill everyone. I understand, but they listened to just because Grey Worm said no. They all like, oh, okay, let's just make Bran the king.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. All those Lords of Westeros never liked Danny. They always loved Jon. So, and now that Jon is actually someone who has some right to that Iron Throne, well, of course it's not there anymore, but at least he can rule. And everyone said that he would be a good ruler, despite him not wanting it. I mean, did Bran ever said that he wanted the throne? No, up until of course this episode.
He doesn't want anything anymore.
No, that's the thing. He didn't want anything ever. So that's the same thing for Jon Snow. He didn't want it. Just give it to him. He would be a good ruler. He would be the one with the name. So let's just have that. But no, we can't even have that. We have to go back to how it all started because for some reason Benioff and Weiss think that is the way to go. To wrap it all up in a neat bow where everything mirrors previous seasons, especially season 1. That's what they think is neat. No, that's just not how you do it. Now, I know that people will probably yell at us like, how would you do it? Are you a screenwriter? No, I'm not. I am a fan criticizing the show. I am very fully aware of that. I know that I will probably never amount to what these guys did, but I can still express my disappointment with the show, with how it ended. And look, there's a reason. I'm going to just quickly pull up the IMDb numbers of Game of Thrones. Especially season 4. Season 4, on average, is the highest rated season on IMDb. You know why? Because season 4 is also my favorite season because it has some of the best moments. It had still the unexpected deaths, but also a little bit of payoff, and that is fully on George R.R. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
And that was where they still knew what to do with this show. If you look at the episode ratings. 9.1, 9.7, 8.9, 8.9, 8.8, 9.7, 9.2, 9.7, 9.6, 9.7. So many 9s, so many 9.7s. And then look at the ratings for this season. 8.0, 8.2, 7.9, 5.9, 6.5, and to top it all off, a 4.7. it's pathetic. It's honestly pathetic. And yes, I know that there are a lot of fans just bitching for the sake of bitching. I know that a lot of the, well, to be fair, I need to really quote unquote fans, because really they're not fans. These are people who have seen 2 episodes of the show and claim to know anything about it just by hearing. I have been watching this show since 2013. I binged seasons 1 and 2 in a weekend. And then I started watching season 3 the Monday after, because of course for us the episode drops on Monday, not Sunday. So I was hooked from then on. I've seen the show a lot of times since, come to think of everything since, and just really gave it a lot of thought. Also, I've seen all the fan theories. I resented some of them. I agreed with others. I've been invested in this show, and I think I know a thing or two. I know still as a fan about how a TV show or a movie should be written, should be made. Now, of course, I will admit that I like my bad movies and bad TV shows sometimes, and I am not a fan of like some of the classics that a lot of people say, "Oh my God, this is the best thing." I know. Oh crap. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, I think that I have some knowledge about how certain things should be done in both TV and movies, and in my personal opinion, season 8 was not how you do it whatsoever, and it was severely disappointing. I did not really enjoy this season. Actually, we joked about this before the show. You were here with me for the first 3 episodes. And then you said, well, we actually watched the best 2 episodes of the seasons together. Because the first 2 episodes were good. That was where I thought this might actually end on a good note. Because I was already disappointed in season 5. So season 5, okay, 6 was a little bit better, but already had also a couple of issues. But definitely season 7, there were a lot of things rushed there. And I was very afraid that it would happen the same thing in season 8. And what happened, it happened. The same thing as season 7. Stuff was rushed, brushed over, forgotten, plot holes were created, storylines were not wrapped up in
characters destroyed.
Yeah.
Like Littlefinger and Varys, they were two of the most cunning. They survived so much, and
they went out like bitches. Like seriously, they should have been, especially just like I know that Varys. No, Littlefinger was out-tricked by Sansa, but he should not have been. He shouldn't have been. It was like that death. I remember that's out of character. I really hope that's not the end of it. I hope that something happens next season, but nothing happened with him. Same thing with Varys. Varys was indeed always the smartest. And then, oh no, Daenerys finds out he's treasonous. He wants to poison her, and he's not really that subtle about it, really. And then he also dies. So, fucking awesome. This is what we wanted from our smart. Like, yeah, the actual Game of Thrones. Littlefinger and Varys were some of the best of the players. So what the fuck happened there?
There was 0 Game of Thrones this season.
Yeah.
And they said it's all about the...
It was all pain, no game. Sorry. Stupid joke, but...
Look, I want to add a little bit of positivity for anyone who loves the Starks. The ending is actually kind of nice. They are all in their places. We know that Jon does love the North. He did feel comfortable. He looked around at the wildlings. He's still serving the people.
He had a nice moment with Ghost.
So yeah. Sansa is the Lady of Winterfell. So Ned Stark's kids, they went through a shit. They probably went through the most things, more than anyone.
Yeah.
Dany also, but we're not talking about Dany, unfortunately.
No, because she died.
Yeah, well, that was a nice moment for all the Starks. So I'd say the episode kind of ended on a high note if it wasn't for everything that's stupid that led to it.
Yeah.
But the ending scenes, I'm fine with it.
I'm okay with the ending scenes as well. It's just that at that point I was
Jon pet the ghost. That was cute.
Yeah. But I was just too disappointed by how seasons of storylines were just squandered, like crushed, like nothing happened to it. That's what I was that was what I had mostly on my mind. And like, yes, was it nice to see Jon? Sure, but I never wanted to see Jon in that position. He is Aegon Targaryen. He is not Jon Snow from season one, and they went back to that, and I don't want that. And it's like, please let him do something more meaningful, or at least like kill him off. At least that way his arc was done, and we don't go back to what happened in season one, because I thought we were done with that. There, like, especially if you, um, the moment in season six where he's like, "My watch is ended." He is done with it. He doesn't want the Night's Watch anymore.
That was such a powerful moment.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a mic drop moment. Like, yes, come on, now let's go take first. Let's go take Winterfell. He does that in a Battle of the Bastards. Still a great episode. Maybe slightly overrated, but still a very good episode, well made. And then it becomes the King in the North. So that was all like steps towards him becoming that king, becoming the Aegon Targaryen, because they set that up. They made it that there was a reason that the show writers got the goddamn writing role in the first place, because they knew that Jon was Aegon, and that was like, okay, if you know that, then make sure that you make that work in the later seasons. And they, well, it was the topic throughout this season. He is not Jon Snow. He's Aegon Targaryen. What will happen to him? How does he deal with it? How do the people who know about it deal with it? They all talk about it. He should be ruler, and then no, nothing happens with it. He goes back to the wall. So I was just severely disappointed. I couldn't enjoy the last couple of scenes that we had.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
So, yeah.
So thanks for nothing.
A show that I used to love. Yeah, actually, a show that was a contender for my favorite TV show of all time, at least after season 6. I still had it there, despite maybe my issues with season 5 or 6. I still had it up there because I was like, maybe they'll be able to pay off the things that I did not like as much about season 5 and 6, but they didn't. That's why it now dropped to out of my top 3, and that's just sad, and I'm sad about that. I wanted it to be better. It wasn't.
I do want to thank the cast.
Yes, cast.
As you said,
awesome.
Cast is incredible. Look, everyone says the same about showrunners. I'm sure people who should notice that will notice that, and I hope people make conclusions. Because this was a hack job. This was really a hack job. I don't want to hate on them unnecessarily, but it was a terrible, lazy writing. And if you Google, there's like, let's rewrite season 3 season 8, episode 3.
There's actually a petition, and already
people online can do a better job. Someone say to fans.
Oh, right.
Why do you bitch? Try to write it yourself. Google that, and you will find that people write actually much better stories with these episodes.
You told me this. You said that someone rewrote a couple of small things in The Long Night, while overall still keeping the end result intact.
Yeah.
But just adding a little bit of things throughout the episode that were really an improvement upon what actually happened. There are fans who can do a better job, and there's a reason that there is now a petition with already over 1 million people who signed it, who want to rewrite season 8, who want to redo it.
I mean, it is ridiculous. It's not going to happen, but it shows.
Look, I didn't sign the petition.
No.
But the fact that it's there and people are signing it, that just shows that we're not the only ones.
That speaks volumes.
It just shows that there are a lot of people out there who don't agree with how it ended, and that it should be remade. And you can complain all you want. Like, do you think you can do better? You're just some guy on YouTube talking about it. I actually do think I can do better, and I may even give it a try if I have the time sometimes. To actually
I can't, but I know that other people can. It's possible.
I am actually currently working on a script with my friend, and I'm not the best screenwriter, but I know that I can do better. So maybe I'll give it a try one time. Anyway, I think that's really all I can say. I just want this review to be done, like I wanted the show to be done. So guys, please let us know in the comments what you think. Like, I'm not gonna say like the video because there are a lot of things that I said that you might not like. So please, by all means, dislike the video if you dislike what I said. I don't care at this point. Just comment with what you thought about the episode, why you think it might have been great, or why you do agree with us, why you were disappointed. Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Um, People can't find you anywhere. No. And also, now that Game of Thrones is done,
Aw.
well, you'll pop up sometimes
I
here
will.
on like
I
a
will.
live show maybe, or some kind of reaction, or some kind of special video. Um, but yeah, with all that said, guys, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at the 2A channel. We have a Facebook page simply dedicated to art. And you can find me, Kees Cornelissen, on Facebook and Letterboxd, at Dutch Movie Guy on Twitter. Tweet at me, come at me with why I'm wrong and why I shouldn't yell at everyone and why I'm just some pathetic guy on YouTube complaining and bitching about Game of Thrones. I know. Come at me. I've zero care at this point. With all that said, guys. We'll see you at whatever our next video is, probably a Schmodown reaction or something else. So take care.
Up in